Hey guys, what's up? So today's video is going to be quite a bit different from my previous videos. I wanted to kind of venture away from the makeup for a second because I feel like I've been boxing myself in a little too much by doing primarily beauty related videos, and there are so many other things that I want to do and talk about on my channel, so I just have to start putting those wheels into motion. So that's what we're gonna do today. I find myself going down a Reddit rabbit hole quite often, and the places I normally end up are the subreddit Let's Not Meet, which is basically just people telling their stories about creepy encounters that they've had, and also the subreddit Glitch in the Matrix, because that whole idea is so intriguing to me, which is basically people telling their stories about random things that have happened to them that cannot be explained. So, if you're interested in either one of those subreddits, that's where we're going to be exploring today. So I have my iPad, let's dive in. Since I haven't done this type of video before, I'm not entirely sure how it's going to be laid out, so just bear with me and pardon me if it's all over the place. I'm going to start with some of these Let's Not Meet stories. Alright, so this one says, creepy clerk took it too far this time. Hey everyone, so this is a tale of the liquor store by my house, and I've been frequenting this establishment for about a year. I'm pretty close to all the clerks there because I go on a daily basis. This one clerk, however, has always been a little too much. He constantly hits on me, like I want to swim in your tits, and always asking for a huggy or telling me I'm in his heart. I ignored the warning signs or naively thought I could handle him. So about a month ago, he was outside as I pulled in. I was wearing a sweater, and when he hugged me, he decided to pull my sweater open to look down my shirt. I managed to knock him off the curb. One of his coworkers said that he's going to do something bad to me one day because he likes me too much. Again, I said I could handle it. So a few days ago, I go in for some Coca-Cola. When I'm at the fridge, he comes over and grabs my breasts and starts shaking them. I was stunned. There are cameras all over that store and he just didn't care. I told my significant other. He called the store and the guy admitted to what he did. My husband's a Marine, so let's just say that call did not go well. Needless to say, I found another spot to find my supplies. So creepy clerk, let's not meet ever again. My niece is now in the room, so if my demeanor has changed, it's because of her. Do you want to come say hi?
No.
Okay. She doesn't want to say hi because she's shy. But anyway, okay, this one is titled The Unknown Driver That Chased Us at Night. It also says Tinder date and I were being chased by another car until we escaped by hiding. This happened 2 years ago when I was heavily into the dating scene. I was on a Tinder date, I believe this was our second date maybe, and had decided to see a movie before going back to his car to see what happens. He was nice enough to pick me up from my house as I didn't have my license. She put the, but I think she meant then, and drive me home again. Along the way, we stopped off at a locally known lookout spot to ... chill. When he gets suddenly anxious about our whereabouts, he starts saying we should go somewhere else, but I say it's completely fine. It's a country area, a secluded lookout, what could go wrong? Not even a minute later, a large car pulled up right next to us and something is off. So yep, let's yeet the fuck out of there. Only this guy pulled out right behind us at the same time we left. We thought surely he's just going the same direction as us, but this wasn't a coincidence. No, whoever it was, they were hunting. He turned right when we turned right. They put he turned lead when we turned life. I know they meant he turned left when they turned left. All while those two huge gleaming headlights shone right through our car. Tinder date fucking floors it, and I'm trying to tell him where to go. It was my area after all. We reached a woodland area where it's harder to see cars when they turn corners. Using this to our advantage, we speed, turn down a road, turn down another, and go straight into someone's paddock? What's a paddock? Insert definition here. I don't know. We sat in the darkness, listening. When that car drove by the road we were just on, it just disappeared into the night. They would have given up after 20 minutes, and I'm glad they did. It was a really weird experience. I thought nothing of it when it first happened, but over the years I realized that maybe getting chased wasn't a normal thing. I'll never know why this person or people did that, or what was going through their head, or what they desired to do to us when they thought they would eventually get us. Maybe it was just a game to you, or maybe it was something more. Who knows? To the man that chased us in his car, let's not meet. Okay, this one says, creepy guy threatens me during my late night shift. This happened to me about a week ago. I found a summer job at our local supermarket, and about 2 weeks in, I got asked to work the late night shift, 11 p.m. to 5 a.m. Everything was fine and dandy until about 3 a.m. when a shirtless, scarred up guy came in the store. After lingering around the store for a while, he quickly came up to the counter, making intense eye contact with me. As I was about to ask him if he needed any help, he whispered, "Don't you dare move." I didn't hear him at first, so I asked him if he could repeat that. At that point, he got agitated and yelled, "Make another sound and I'll cut you up." In a swift motion, he vaulted over the counter, going to the alcohol section, trying to grab a bottle of whiskey. Thankfully, the owner has hid a baseball bat under the counter. The moment he turned his back to me, I took the bat and swung full force at his knee. He winced in pain and tried to get up. I winded my bat again, acting like I was gonna hit him again, just to see him pull out a homemade shiv of some sort. I let him get up, and the moment he got up, he swung his shiv at me, lightly lacerating my wrist. I pushed him back with my bat, and he ran for the door and got out. The day after, I called the cops and showed them the security camera footage, but they haven't contacted me since. I think it's safe to say I won't be working the late night shift again for a long time. I think this might be the last one I'm gonna do in the Let's Not Meet category, and then we'll move on to some glitch in the Matrix stories. So, this one says, to the man who put a camera outside my window, let's not meet. I should start this off with a bit of background information. I have bad anxiety and I go on walks to calm myself down. On this specific night, I felt as though I was being watched. When I feel like this, I'll pull out my phone and go to the front-facing camera to see what's behind me without alerting the person that may or may not be there. I did this, and sure enough, someone was there. I took 3 right turns to see if he was following me. He was, so I walked towards my house. Yes, this was stupid, but I didn't know what else to do. I thought all was well till I discovered a camera that was placed directly outside my window. Edit, I'm 13, so I couldn't file a police report by myself. The camera was gone the next day, so my parents didn't believe me when I told them what happened. I still have no clue as to what happened to the footage that he got that night, or if he intends to come back. Ooh, that's rough. That's really annoying that her parents didn't believe her.
But the fact that, like, what if she was sleeping and that dude's just, like...
watching her. Come on.
Hi, beautiful. Bye, beautiful.
Okay, I'm gonna read one more from the Let's Not Meet category. This one says, counselor tried to seduce me at 16. When I was 16, I tried to run away. That's another post for another time, and it's a doozy. As a 16-year-old teenage girl, I was very sheltered. My mom was very controlling and harsh, and I needed to escape. So, after I failed at running away, my parents wanted me to go to counseling. I obliged them. I was paired with a middle-aged male counselor. He seemed nice enough and was relatable, very laid back, long black hair and a ponytail, a beard, and overweight. His office was decorated with pictures of wolves, like he was trying to be mystical in his 8 to 5 reality. We had some sessions with my parents, which went okay. Then he wanted to talk with just me. I was fine with that and was actually relieved to be able to speak freely without my mom present. He started the session by asking questions to get me to open up and get to know me better. After a bit, he started to give me some advice. As he spoke, I realized the advice he was giving me was not relevant nor appropriate for my age. The man my parents entrusted me to was telling me that I deserved to be cherished, appreciated, and pampered. I deserved relaxation, including a bubble bath, massages, and champagne. I froze. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. It was very surreal, and looking back over 20 years ago, I still can't believe what I heard. I realized that I better just nod and smile until our session was over and walk away unscathed. Our session ended, we said our goodbyes, and that we'll meet again next week. My mom said that they called and spoke with the manager of the center to report it, but I'm not sure what came of it. I don't even remember his name now, so I can't verify if he's even still practicing. I sure hope not. Okay, let's move on to some glitch in the Matrix stories. Okay, so the first one I'm gonna read is called Dopplegangers, ? This happened on a cruise in 2017. The entire trip, me and my family were joking around trying to find doppelgangers of ourselves. I found someone that looked and dressed like me but was older. My friend's mom found someone that looked like her, etc. Not anything to think about really, just a bit of fun having. Then one night after dark, me, my dad, my best friend, and her dad were all playing mini golf on the very top deck. When it was my dad's turn, I decided to look down a couple of decks as they were staggered. I look and there is an older version of my dad staring at me, just smiling. He had an exact shirt on that my dad owns. Same weight, same haircut, same everything. My best friend saw it too. We both looked at each other and flipped around to show my dad, but when we all looked, he was gone. We never saw him again. The entire trip, not at dinner, the pools, or any of the communal areas or places. Really freaky to me. His smile still sticks in my head. A glitch? Maybe not. Interesting? Fuck yes. This one is called Multiverse Slip? ? Okay, so this says, hey guys, I'm gonna put a little context blurb before the story, just so the narrative is more chronological and a little easier to understand. So it says, L, first girl I was engaged to, M, current girl I'm married to. Okay, so I was on a drive to a job interview in the hills of Virginia. It's about a 2 or 3 hour journey from where I was living at the time. So I'm just cruising down the road and I get a phone call from my area code, but I don't recognize the number. So I answer it. Yes, I'm that type of person. And on the other end of the line is L, so the person that he used to be engaged to, but now he's married to somebody else. Okay. And I heard as clear as day, hey babe, how far out are you? I obviously start questioning her why she's calling me, which she seems really confused about. She says, I just wanted to make sure you were okay. Now I should note, me and Elle don't talk. We aren't friends. We are actually a step away from a restraining order at this point, so this entire exchange is completely impossible. She knows what my voice sounds like, and I doubt she just has my number saved in her phone for practical jokes such as this. Even doing that is entirely unlike her. She hates me. So I hung up on her and called my wife and had a very normal conversation with her. Here's what I'm left with. A, this is a sick joke on behalf of my ex, who, let I remind you, does hate me entirely. B, I got a phone call from an alternate timeline where I married my ex and not my wife. C, I've lost my marbles. Additional oddity, when she talked to me, she seemed genuinely caring and not at all like I remember. There was no malice or even forced sweetness in her voice. Sounds like a multiverse slip to me. Okay, this one's super short. It says, I don't know if this is a glitch, but okay. My mom and I always find random clothes in the living room, my room, and her room. The clothes are neither of ours or my sister's. It's different sizes, like somewhere around 6 to 8 in kids and 3 to 5 in women's. We even find boys' clothes too, but not as often as the women's. There's an extra drawer in my dresser, so each time we find random clothes, we just put it in there, and the drawer's almost full now. Anyone got an explanation?
Ooh.
Do you have an idea?
I think.
Yes, Jocelyn.
Okay. I think that they take the clothes out and they forget them, and then go butt naked to the grocery store.
Maybe. Do you want to come say hi to the camera?
Yes.
Duck down.
Yeah, we're totally.
Okay, get
All
out
right.
of here. Yes, dear? Brooklyn, yes?
I feel like they murdered these people.
You guys are dark. Let's move on.
Wait.
I'll tell you the first explanation in the comment section. Family in another universe keeps on losing their clothes. There you go.
Another universe.
They just keep dropping in there.
Is this Stranger Things?
I'm not kissing you. Okay, so this one's titled, Something I Thought About Doing Got Done, but I Didn't Do It. I'll make this short. Today I got home from work at noon due to working longer shifts earlier in the week. My husband doesn't get home from work until 5, so I decided to lay down and relax for a little while. On my way into the bedroom from the garage, I passed through the kitchen. Our kitchen has a big window, and I wanted a curtain for it so bad. It's very noticeable as the sun shines in bad. At night, it especially freaks me out because when I do dishes, I get paranoid someone's looking in. I told myself today it would be a perfect day to run to Walmart and grab a curtain finally. I have literally talked about doing this for months, so I went back and laid down for about 2 hours. I dozed off for a little while, woke up, and was planning to go run some errands and possibly, like I said, grab a curtain. When I walked into the kitchen to go to the garage, I about passed out. There were curtains on my kitchen window. I'm not joking, I was so freaked out and terrified. I even called my husband and said, did you put a curtain in the kitchen? He said he was still at work over an hour away. Plus, he would never pick out curtains without making sure I approved. I'm so skeptical about this stuff, but now I'm wondering what the hell could have happened. I'm just so thrown off. Any explanations or comments are welcome. This one's called Girlfriend Suddenly Looked Inexplicably Different. About a year ago, I was driving with my girlfriend riding passenger, and I looked up at her, and although still definitively my girlfriend, her facial features seemed very much different. Her face looked like it had a different bone structure, and some of her features, like nose and eyes, looked different sizes. Kind of freaked me out, but I didn't want to sound crazy. I asked if she had done something with her makeup or something that day to look different, to which she responded no, confused. At that point, I noticed some of her tonal patterns were different, and I'm very interested in learning people's unique tonal patterns and speaking mannerisms, so it especially felt funny. She's been the new way since then. We had dated for about a year prior, and like I said, it's been about a year since. Old pictures of her look different too, but it was just incredibly sudden that day, as if she woke up one person and went to bed another. I still love my girlfriend and find her attractive and beautiful, but there's an underlying something different about her. Okay, so I think this is going to be our last one because I've actually been filming for a really long time, and I think I'm losing my momentum. So, this one is called Doppleganger, so it's our second Doppleganger one. So it says, a few months ago my friend called me and was telling me she saw me a few towns over from where I live. I was at work all day, so it was literally impossible for her to have seen me walking around in some other town. She told me she stopped her car and yelled to me, but apparently I kept a blank expression on my face. When my friend was telling me this, I could not believe her. I thought she was making the entire thing up. She didn't believe me either. I figured the only way to solve it was to ask her what I was wearing that day. She told me the exact outfit: green raincoat, black pants, and black high-top Converse. Her story made no sense, but I believed her because I knew she was not lying. The second incident happened at my own house. I was waiting for my same friend to pick me up so we could hang out. As I was waiting, I got a text from her that said, "Why aren't you getting in my car?" I realized she must have been outside for a few minutes without me knowing, so I ran outside and got in her car. She immediately zoomed out of my driveway and tears began to roll down her face. I said, "What's wrong? Are you okay?" She told me that she saw me walk around my house into a wooded area, and that's why she texted me to get in her car. However, she noticed as soon as I walked into the woods, I came back out my front door. She was basically saying she saw my doppelganger again. This time was very scary though because it happened in my own yard. Has this happened to anyone before? Please help. I'm just gonna read this comment that's underneath, and it's someone sharing like a similar story. Twice now I've had incidents, both involving the same friend, and each time on Christmas. Our friend Marcus has a pretty specific look. He's a mechanic and has hands/arms with tattoos, and his skin has absorbed black oils and grease from cars. He also has long blondish brown hair, ear piercings, a mustache, and regularly wears band t-shirts with a navy blue work jacket and torn jeans. So it's Christmas 2017, and I'm driving with my boyfriend. Alongside the road, we see a guy standing near the open trunk of a familiar car, and we think it's Marcus. We slow down to look, and he waves. Then we pull over to say hi and see if he needs help. When we pull up behind him, he just gives us a blank stare, scurries back to the driver's seat, and drives away. I immediately texted his girlfriend to ask if he's okay because he was acting strange, and she says, "What? Marcus is right here with me. They live about 30 miles out of town, and he's been here all day." We were super weirded out and had no idea what we just saw, but kind of forgot about it. Then comes Christmas Day 2018. This time we're near downtown, about 2 miles away from my boyfriend's mom's house. We see a guy walking with a skinny girl who has her hair dyed purple. We both looked over and say, "Oh look, it's Marcus." By this time he was already waving excitedly and we waved back. It was a narrow road and traffic was behind us, so we didn't stop and pull over. Again, I text his girlfriend and say, "We just saw Marcus downtown walking with a girl with purple hair. I think it was your sister. Merry Christmas, guys." Soon I got a text back saying, "You saw him last Christmas too. He hasn't left the house all day again. This is so weird." We were only like 2 feet away from Marcus, and it was undoubtedly him as I saw the tattoos on his hands. Plus, he was the one who started waving first. Spooky, unexplainable stuff. And then right under that one is another comment that says, "I have had people telling me for 20 years I had a twin they would see around town, who dresses like me and apparently over the last 20 years has gained weight at the exact same rate as me, etc. Even my 19-year-old daughter and her fiance phoned me one time and said they saw me. I was at home." Really weird. Really weird stuff. And you know what? So as I was filming this video, I noticed that I wasn't finding the best stories that I normally find when I'm just falling down that Reddit rabbit hole on my own. But I tried to find the most entertaining ones that I could, and I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I'm planning on making more videos like this in the future, but I promise I will get better at them somehow. We'll work it out, because I'm really interested in this kind of stuff, and I think it's fun. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you had fun hanging out with me and talking weird, spooky things. I would really appreciate it if you would subscribe, and then I'll see you next week for a new video. Bye!